Good evening, and welcome to another discombobulated version of Diatribes from the voice of doom. Now here's your disgruntled and distraught host, voice of doom. Hello. Okay, I haven't been around on this YouTube business for a while, and people have probably forgotten about me, and I have nothing to say much, but I feel like I should do a diatribe. A lot of things have happened in the last 2 weeks, and the conflagration is still not happening, but we'll be looking forward to that soon. What's happened? Well, Orangey kind of swept the Super Tuesday delegations and kind of nailed down and sewed up the nomination for the Goppers. So we can look forward to the chaos that will erupt from that. What else? The betraying chick finally suspended her campaign, and her future remains up in the air. But if I was her, I would probably try to make amends and say, I don't know what she's going to say, but I'm sure that Orangey will be gregarious enough to accept her support. And if she doesn't, then whoever is in her corner will not vote for Orangey. They will vote for Petri Dish over Orangey because they were so steadfast in their support of her. So it's over as far as the primaries are concerned. Petri Dish didn't really allow any opposition to his running, except for token people that would never get any votes. So the D's kind of, pushed through their agenda of renominating Petri Dish, and he's done a fine job. Now, in the past 3 years, I could have done a whole series of diatribes before, during, and after the so to bed, so to hell speech. I could have predicted what Petri Dish would say. I could comment while he's saying it, and then I could comment and do a synopsis of what he said afterwards. But I've done it before, so I'm not going to do it again. I could have said what he did ahead of time, and I would have been right, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Make predictions. Okay, yeah, he's going to blame the Goppers for everything that's gone wrong. He's going to blame Orangey for everything that's happened that didn't go his way, and yell and scream and act like a maniac. But I will say, he did speak for 1 hour and 6 minutes, which is a good accomplishment for him. And everybody was marveling at his stamina, his fiery rhetoric, his, energy. And I'll do a diatribe later, maybe in the next day or two, about the media, because it's perplexing to watch people who are lying to our faces and doing it with impunity and expecting us to believe it. And I guess there's still 43% that would vote for Petri Dish. And everybody says, oh, Orangey is way ahead in the polls. It's like, if there's 43% of the people out there that would vote for Petri, we're in big trouble. I don't care if they're diehard partisans I will vote for D no matter what because the Republicans, Richard Nixon, and they're for big business, and they're not for the poor. They're not for the common people. The D's are for the common people. Okay, well, aside from the primaries being sewn up, the border situation seems to be becoming a top of the mind issue. They're all just talking about the border this, border that, border everything. And I agree, it's a problem. It's a perplexing problem that nobody's even taking a good look at. Not one person in the media, aside from people that are on the fringe, have really looked at this border situation in a way that's saying, wait a minute, there's something weird going on here. There's something very strange when you see these people walking up through the river Rio Grande with nothing. Halter top, not even a backpack anymore. And Petrie's flying in people secretly because it's just not working out to have so many people at the border of what used to be. He's got to start flying them in by the hundreds of thousands. I think 300,000 has been accounted for. Not know where they're going, what they're doing, or what plans they have. Just fly them in. Now that's very strange because I was going to comment, and people have been commenting on it lately, that the people that are suffering the most are the people that are trying to enter the United States as a citizen the legal way. They are waiting for years and years and years to do all the paperwork and all the bureaucracy that it takes to have a spouse get their husband in who's a doctor and wants to start up a practice in Wichita. Can't get him in doing it the legal way. It's taking years and thousands of dollars, and yet these people are just pouring through willy-nilly. Now, think about that for a minute. The people doing it legally have to wait in line and go through all these hoops and pay all this money to the government to get in, while these other people are just coming in, being flown to New York, being flown to Chicago, and being given allowances, being given phones, being given shelter for free. Now, I don't know how much longer this is going to hold, but if people put up with it and see it and let it happen, then we deserve what we have coming. And I'm just going to be snippets and snappets of everything because I haven't done a diatribe in a while. I found out the state that was having a law against child traffickers and rapists, and it failed. The D's in Colorado voted against having stricter laws against child traffickers and rapists. And the reasons they gave is it's overbroad and too many people get caught up in this net and whatever. Now, I'm not going to be the first to say it, but I'll say it. And if YouTube doesn't like it, I guess it'll be taken off. But pedophilia is running rampant in this country. And it's taking place at the highest levels of our so-called leaders, our leadership. I'm going to say it because it's happening. They want children to be smuggled into the United States for the pleasure of the elitists. And what else they're doing, I don't know. I can make accusations, I can make surmisations, but I think there's might be rituals going on in the higher echelons of our leadership that would make people very much aghast if it got out. I hate to be a conspiracy theorist. I hate to be one of these people, but good and evil is coming to a head right here on the planet Earth. It's a certain time in history when weird things are happening. People are believing in total lies. They're looking at the destruction of civilization across the board. Forget the United States, that's over. Just everywhere. And going, this is strange. No one's doing anything about this. Now, I've already explained to you the meaning of life, so you can go back in my old diatribes and look at all those things. But we're in a certain point in history where people are very much in touch with their past. And when I say past, I mean their long-distance past, going millions and trillions of lifetimes. And people are glomming on to their basic nature. Be it a cow, be it a man, be it a woman, being in between, being non-binary, being a dog, being a 10 spirits or 2 spirits or dog spirit or schizophrenic or multiple personalities or whatever. Everyone is coming in touch with their basic nature that has been the the main force in their lifetimes. Because you live trillions of lifetimes, and then there's certain things that are more prominent. And that's why we see people that absolutely despise orangey, and they don't know why. They have no idea why. If you ask them why, oh, we made a comment back in the 80s about the Miss America. Oh, he's a cheater, he's a liar, he's all out for himself. I mean, I can go into politics a bit. Okay, orangey wants to extort $250,000 from somebody. He wants to do something underhanded. First of all, he gave up his salary as a president. If he wanted to extort money, why would he give up his salary? He can get money that way. He's got like $6 billion. I don't think it's all in cash. Otherwise, he would just pay off his debts to society. But if you have $6 billion, why are you going to fool around trying to, make $250,000 here and make $500,000 there in some underhanded racket? Doesn't make sense. But yet, yes, he is the most horrible criminal that ever walked the earth. So that doesn't make sense. I guess he's going to have to pay some of that money about this building business, the overinflating and underinflating this transaction, which is long past and everybody was happy with it. We can see the persecution. People with sentient minds. And it's the 43% I'm worried about. Because they're not seeing anything. I don't know what they're seeing. Abortion. Yes, Biden's for abortion. Or Biden. I don't want to ever say his name. Petri dish is for abortion. Petri dish is for justice. Petri dish is against orangey. So we'll vote for him. Getting back to the SOTU. He did make a couple of gaffes. He couldn't pronounce the name of the lady who was brutally murdered, who didn't have to be, and then proceeded to say it was done by an illegal alien, which didn't go over too well with his constituency. They're undocumented. Don't say illegal. I don't want to go into all that. It's been done to death. Go on YouTube and you can see 5 billion hours of crap on the hypocrisy, impunicity, two-faced, evil crap. Anybody can see it. And the people that don't see it, that's what I'm worried about. Because we're going to have an election, I guess. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. But if we do have an election, there's only a couple of things that can happen. Petri dish wins, and we go on in the same way we've been going, and we'll be all dead probably in about a year or two. Or Orangey wins, and the whole country catches on fire. Because there's too many people that remember the past, and they're going, no. I will sooner burn down every building than acknowledge that Petri dish, or that Orangey won. So it's going to be one or the other. And they're going to blame Orangey for all the chaos created by Antifa and all these other idiots. And then they're going to trump up some BS. Now maybe the Goppers will win the Senate and win the Congress, the legislature, which will be interesting because then Orangey will be in the catbird seat, and we'll see how many people go along with his program, which I would do in a hot minute because I think he's a good leader. I'll say it right now, I don't care if YouTube bans me. I think he's the second best president in the U.S. history after GW, not Bush. Okay, I said it. Greater than Lincoln. And it's only because I use my own two eyes to see what has happened. Why doesn't everybody else do that? But I've gone too long and I said nothing. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to do a diatribe for the sake of my stalwart fans. And maybe I'll do a couple more. I'm kind of losing interest because they're all catching up with me. And I'm losing interest in the conflagration till something really bad happens. I'll talk more about the border later and how that's going to be our demise. I'll do that in a day or two. Thanks, everybody. And enjoy the night.